We'll go through Timothy's pants on fire. Jesus. So what's in the box?
I don't know. I haven't opened it yet.
We'll go open the box.
Pants on
let's
fire.
do an audible unboxing. You have to
Audible
describe
unboxing?
everything. Yeah.
All right.
Like everything that you're doing. Maybe that could
Open the
be
box before your wife kills you.
She has yelled at me to get rid of this thing because she hates the dinging of the bell. When I do this, she hates it.
We're about to get a special guest out of this podcast. is what I'm guessing.
Probably.
Welcome to the Geeky A Go-Go podcast, a weekly podcast where we talk about news, movies, TV shows, comic books, cosplay. If it has something to do with what's going on in the world of pop culture, we'll talk about it here. My name is Anthony Pizzuto. Let's get this party started. Joining me today in the Go-Go, this guy is always on cloud nine numb. That's Nitro Chris. His favorite TV show is The X-Wing Factor, Mr. Tim Boylan. And last but not least, this guy, he walks around Endor. Yuck, 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 Mr. Eric Ho. Ladies and gentlemen, can we give a round of applause to Timothy for these beautiful, beautiful intros? We continue to be impressed by yes, Clarabelle. Thank you for that. No, well done. You get another Crunch Bar next time I see you. All right, today you guys get the Crunch Bar reference, right? Or you're gonna have to hang up your geeks. Ghostbusters. You've earned this. Okay.
Wait, do we need to tell people about the bell that's happening right now?
Yeah, okay. Timothy, why don't you explain to the kind folks at home who are going to have anxiety disorders after this episode from listening to this bell, tell them what the bell's all about.
Yeah, no. So I think my wife will kill me, but we got this gift. It's called Pants on Fire. It's a game, and I think my kids got it for Christmas, and it involves this bell. And basically, you're supposed to ding the bell so the whole point of the game is to decide whether or not the other person is telling a lie or they're telling something that is truthful. So you got 30 seconds to tell your story, and if you suspect somebody of being fast or loose with the truth, you ding them out. So you got to hit the bell. But I've been using it to ask my wife to get me some water. I'm like, hey, can you help me out?
Tim, if you need a couch to sleep on in the next few days.
I know your house is going to be warm, Eric. It's going to be very warm
go to
and insulated.
Go to Anthony's house.
Rent out a window, okay? We're not going to bother with anybody's house, okay?
So that's what's been going on in Tim's world. Chris, how's it going over there at the Palace de Nitro? Did you finally put your pinball machine together yet?
No, I have not.
Oh.
I'm catching up on all the work stuff, preparing for the podcast.
Oh.
Finished construction, so all this stuff is up.
Oh yes.
The tarp is gone. There's no more blood to hide anywhere.
That's too bad.
Nice.
So we're doing good.
We're gonna miss that tarp. I see your. So those of you who are listening, Chris has this beautiful. What is it? The ultimate. What is it called? The Ultimate Collectors Lego
Series.
Ultimate Collector Series Lego AT-AT or AT-AT. Are you guys in the AT-AT camp or the AT-AT camp?
AT-AT.
AT-AT. Eric.
Depends on the occasion.
Okay.
I think I'm mostly a at person.
All right. Timothy.
I go at. Yeah.
Really? Okay.
But I prefer
guess
the ATST. So.
Oh, the Chicken Walker. Yes. The often overlooked in Empire Strikes Back and the often abused and destroyed in Return of the Jedi, Chicken Walker. Yes. That's a fun one. Merlin Models. I don't know if you guys, I think we've talked about this. I don't know if you guys do model making, but Merlin Models, they have a beautiful ATST, studio scale ATST. And it's set up to be, it's set up on a stop motion frame. So you could actually animate it if you wanted to. It's a pretty legit. It's pricey. It's $800, $1,000, something like that. But it is premium quality model kits. They also do an AT-AT. I'm in the AT-AT camp, and it is studio scale. I forget how big it is, but it's huge. It's beautiful kit. So Merlin Models, check them out. Hashtag not sponsored.
AAP?
Yeah.
Hey, Pete, for those of us who aren't familiar, what does a studio scale
Ooh,
mean?
yeah. Studio scale is so it's typically 124 to one maybe 18 or 16 scale. So it's pretty big. And it really just references the scale of the model that was used in the filming of the production. For example, I have a studio scale X-Wing that I'm working on right now, and it is probably 19 inches long. So it's not what you would typically get in a model kit that you would find at a hobby store. This is something that's been produced in a garage kit format, resin poured or printed nowadays, but they're much larger than your typical like 1/72nd scale kits that you would get from Bandai. So you could take, if you took the 1/72nd scale X-Wing from Bandai, you would need maybe 6 of them to equal what a studio scale looks like. So they're pretty big, they're beautiful, they're highly detailed, they're great collector pieces. Good question, Eric. Good question. We could do a whole episode on geeky models for sure. And then Eric, you had some your installation was completed. We talked a little bit about that in the last episode. So now you're a couple weeks in. Are you nice and warm and toasty? Is it everything you had hoped it would be?
It's everything that, yeah, I think so. And I don't know. I mean, it feels nice. I have a temperature sensor in some of these rooms. I'm going to keep on monitoring it, but at bare minimum, things sounds a little quieter. It may be psychological, but we feel good about it. So there you go.
Very good, very good. And I know that you're not into surprises or gifts, and so you were just expecting socks for Christmas. But like, were there any surprises that Mrs. Eric Ho was able to get by you, or you just got the socks?
Oh yeah, I got a nice little engraved Yeti bottle, which is nice. It's getting ridiculous the amount of Yeti bottles we have in this house, so we might need to consolidate all these days. But we got another one, and this one's nicely engraved. Every time that there's an opportunity for us to do the whole custom drawing and then put it on a merch kind of situation, my wife likes to do that. So like, I have a card from Square, for example, and that one lets you kind of customize the front a little bit. So she drew that for me, and then she drew something for this Yeti that came the other day. So there you go. That's the surprise.
That's awesome. That is a good surprise. It's been a wacky week here. Tim and Nitro, you're probably experiencing this as well. 10 days home with the children. My hair's gotten grayer.
Can I ding the bell? Can I ding the bell?
You ring the bell. Ring the bell.
Children at home.
Oh my goodness. So
I still go to work, so it sucks to be you.
Oh man, yeah. No, I've been working from home. And fortunately I have two doors that get to my office, so I can at least close both of them. And when they're both closed, that is a good indicator that you need to stay away from that side of the house for a little while. But yes, we're very excited for school to go back and for all of us to go back to work full time. So yes, no installation projects. I am wrapping up my my X-Wing. I shared a picture of that on Instagram, and I'm very happy with how it's turning out. Now I just have to weather it, and I'm moving on to my studio scale Millennium Falcon, or finishing that. I'm about 3/4 of the way through that. I have to do some electronics work. So I just kind of use this week of quiet work to, while the kids are running around outside and not driving me to alcoholism, to work on some model kits. So it's been very nice. Yeah. I love my children, okay? I don't want everyone to think that I'm a terrible father. I'm getting weird looks from Timothy, like head shaking, like you were an awful father. No, I love my children, but I need a break from them too. So
that's why I ding the bell.
Thank you. The bell of approval.
No, that's the bell of we've had enough.
I just have Twisted Sisters. We're not going to take it playing in my head. and the kids are the man. All right. So Chris, it's our favorite segment. So why don't you just take us on that magical trick with a phenomenal intro?
Hey everybody, it's what you watching time.
Woo.
Cue the music if we ever get any.
Do you not listen to the podcast? We have music.
Wait, can we do the bell this time? Just
Yes, do the bell. That's the new intro music.
what you watch.
This week we'll start our watching segment with Tim. What you watching?
So I've been watching a lot more. I'm gonna go back to my YouTube kick. So most of the listeners, hopefully everybody knows, and I know you guys know that I ride a motorcycle, and I've been having a lot of motorcycle withdrawal. I know, womp womp womp.
It's been 60 degrees out. Why?
Well, just today it was 60 degrees, but for the last couple weeks it's been like 40 or 30, and I have already winterized my bike. It's already up on stands, and so I watched this guy Ducati NYC, and this guy's a maniac. He rides his motorcycle in all conditions, and he generally rides a lot of, I'll call them spicy rides, or I think that's what he calls them too, spicy rides. He likes the lane split, which is kind of illegal in New Jersey and New York. But, I guess if you get caught, it's kind of like the price of admission to lane split and have a motorcycle. But he's got some cool bikes. His commentary is also equally as spicy. It's not for younger viewers, but he is very good at riding, and I don't know, I find him entertaining, so it kind of cures the itch a little bit.
And for those who are not motorcycle enthusiasts as you are, what is a lane split?
So lane splitting is when you go in between two cars when they're either going really slow.
Ooh.
They could be going maybe 30 miles an hour. They could be stopped. Most of the time cars don't like that. But I will say, for the people who do listen, it is actually safer for the people who ride bikes, because if I'm going to get rear-ended, I'd rather be in the middle in between two cars than be behind two cars and get sandwiched between them. So.
Interesting. Okay. I didn't know there was a term for that level of road buggery.
Yes.
Lane splitting.
It
Cool,
is.
thank
It
you.
is illegal in New Jersey right now.
Okay. Oh, so is there like something on the on tap for it to not be illegal? Is it going to be legalized like pot here? or-
It might be. It's legal in California. It's legal in a couple other states.
Really?
Yes.
Okay. Cool. Good to know. So Ducati NYC. We'll put a link to that in the show notes.
I'd argue in New York City, I don't think being anywhere in a motorcycle on the roads is safe, especially with the number of cars that drift across lanes, worried about people turning, so they hug two lanes, cab doors opening, all that kind of stuff. So props to him if he has a great YouTube following. Obviously you follow him, Tim, so I'll check it out. Seems interesting. Keeping this segment moving on to Mr. Eric Ho. What you watching, Eric?
I was just telling AP that I like to look for very zen TV shows every once in a while. And yesterday I watched Pokemon Concierge on Netflix. My mental age is... Actually, I don't know who the target audience is for that show, but 15 minutes, 4 episodes, and it's very relaxing, and I need more episodes. And then on top of that, since it was only an hour, we kept on going down the Netflix rabbit hole, and one of the trending shows right now is this show called Holy Moly. It's a mini golf putt-putt situation combined with American Ninja Warrior kind of like style commentating, and it's fantastic, so highly recommend it.
Holy moly. It sounds like an extravaganza, so what platform is that on? Netflix?
It's on Netflix, though I think this is originally from ABC.
Oh.
So it's nationally broadcasted, this shenanigan, and I think this is on season 2 right now.
Nice.
And has this series inspired you to pick up the putter and hit the back 9 at Pirates Cove or Jimmy's clown hole mouth?
It has not, though. I might want to go back and watch Happy Gilmore again. And also, watching it makes me go like, we should go like play mini golf. Like there has to be a place near here, right, that we can go and
You would think.
play together. It's kind of fun. Haven't done that in a few years.
I like
No,
that.
there's a mini golf in American Dream that's Angry Birds themed. I play that with the kids. I think there's a blacklight mini golf as well.
We should go to Top Golf.
No.
That's not putting at all.
It's driving.
Buzzkill.
I'll go to
It-
Top
it-
Golf
I-
with you.
I-
We'll bring.
You can have beers at Top Golf. That's the benefit.
So yeah, I don't want to go to Top Golf anymore because of the people that take it seriously that show up to Top Golf. If you bring your own set of clubs to Top Golf, I don't want to hang out with you. Sorry. If you want real practice and professionalism and all that stuff, go to a real putting range. Top Golf is like theme park putting. Okay, don't or swing, whatever they call the terms in golf. Okay, but Top Golf, no, not for me anymore.
All right, passionate argument against Top Golf. This could be a
I
subject.
don't have my own clubs, so
Okay.
Yet.
I'd rather go to the racetrack that's near Top Golf in Edison.
that's a good idea too. We should
We should
we
totally
should
do that.
podcast
Yeah.
live from the racetrack.
Which, by the way, fun racetrack story. Growing up, my dad and I grew up around actually Freehold, and there's a nice little raceway that we've seen kind of out there. And my dad and I are like, hey, let's go check out some horse race, and our first time. And we went and we spent an hour going, where are the horses? So turns out we were looking at the back of the raceway the entire time, but the horses are coming back in. We spent like an entire hour looking at it. After that, we're like, we're not gonna come back to this place again. But that was maybe we should go change that.
Amazing.
Go see the horsies. Okay, continuing the segment. What you watching, Mr. Chris? Myself. I actually had a very productive Netflix week. Nothing was episodic, so it was just movies or specials or something to that effect. So I have a long list of stuff that I watched this past week. Started off with Gran Turismo. I think the official title is Gran Turismo based on a true story. Fun. It was okay. It is what it is. I did see Trevor Noah special. Where was I? I like his comedy. He tries to keep it, PG. And I respect comedians that try to do that. And it very cultural. Like, he tries to bring historical perspectives into a lot of his stuff, so I appreciate that. Leave the World Behind. Very good film. I liked it a lot. Julia Roberts. I butcher his name all the time. Marshala Ali. Marshala. I'm very sorry, sir. You're a fantastic actor. If you ever listen to this podcast, yeah, great actors in the film. Kind of end of the world kind of thing. Kevin Hart and Chris Rock special, headliners only. Very eye-opening in the world of comedy. About two comedians at that level of their careers can work together. Special guest showed up in it. I recommend people watch it if they like the fans of Kevin Hart, Chris Rock. Rebel Moon.
Oh.
I did watch it, and that's an interesting feedback. Please continue.
Okay, we'll circle back to Rebel Moon because it
Yeah.
seems like I listed a lot of. Yes, okay, we'll talk about it. We did talk about Ricky Gervais, his newest special. It was good. I like Ricky Gervais. Not a little bit extra on this one for me, but I support the man. I like his work. And then an interesting one, kind of documentary style. The official title is Vieren Tomic, the Spider-Man of Paris. If you're into true crime and stuff like that, which a lot of us are, he's a gentleman that robbed a museum in Paris of 5 world-renowned pieces of art, and kind of just tells his story. And so with that, we'll go back to Rebel Moon. What's everyone's thoughts on it?
So I haven't seen it yet, and I wonder if maybe we reserve, because Eric, you had a very opposite facial and physical reaction than what I think Chris did. I haven't seen it yet. Tim, have you seen it?
I have not.
All right, so that's our homework assignment. How about we'll watch it and then we're going to do a review episode of it, because I think it's timely, and all I know about it is what I've been seeing on the Facebooks and the Instagram, and it seems very divided as well. Some people really like it, some people really hate it. Some people are all yay Zack Snyder. Some people are like, what happened to Zack Snyder? So why don't we reserve this conversation for a review episode?
Definitely agree on that.
Oh.
I actually was going to propose that, but
Nice.
I said let me just bring it up in the what you're watching, and we'll see how that goes. So great thinking, Anthony. And with that,
Wow.
Mr. Pizzuto, passing it off to you. What you watching?
Well, great minds. So, because it's the holiday season and I'm a horror aficionado, I decided to watch some horror-themed holiday movies. And I stumbled upon these, and I was very happy that I stumbled upon them. So the first one, this is on, I believe it's on Shudder. Yes, it's on Shudder on Prime. Shudder is like the horror channel. It's called It's a Wonderful Knife. Yes, It's a Wonderful Knife. How classic 80s horror slasher could you be? And it's actually came out this year in 2023. It stars Joel McHale and Justin Long and a whole cast of other folks. And pretty much the premise is Joel McHale works for Justin Long. Justin Long, I believe, is like a big developer in this city. And there's like properties that he's trying to buy up to turn into like a big like shopping center or something. Anyway, there's an incident that happens at the beginning of the film to one of the people who's not selling their houses, and there's a murder, and the daughter of Joel McHale kills the murderer. And then a year goes by, and the town just kind of changes, but she's obviously scarred by all of this, and so she makes the wish, as one is wont to do in a movie like It's a Wonderful Life, and she wishes she'd never been born. And so obviously the entire movie transforms into what her town would have been like if she wasn't born and hadn't saved the day a year prior. And it's just a lot of fun. It's dark comedy. It's over the top slasher horror, which adds to the comedy to it. Justin Long is great as always. Joel McHale, I haven't seen him since Community, so it was nice to see him doing something. A lot of fun, not very scary at all. I would liken it to if Scream, the original Scream, was like a 7 on the horror scale. This would have been like a 5. It was just a lot of fun to watch. And then the next one was Better Watch Out, which came out in 2016, and the trailer is a lot of fun. And as I was watching the trailer, I was like, oh, it's like Home Alone meets Perfect Host. And then they threw up a quote from a reviewer that says it's like Home Alone meets Strangers. I don't know if you guys ever saw Strangers, the creepy people harassing this couple. But pretty much the premise of this is nerdy kid is like falling in love with his babysitter, and kind of orchestrates a night of mayhem in order to scare her, to make her, I guess, loosen up a little bit so he can kind of like go in for the whatever the attack is that a 12-year-old can do. And there's just lots of twists and turns. Again, it's a dark comedy. It's more Strangers, less Home Alone, but it's a lot of fun. So I highly recommend those two. That also was on, it looks like it's on Peacock, and but I think I streamed it on Prime as well. So those are the two on my watch list this week. Nowhere near as expansive as Mr. Chris's. I feel like I have a lot of homework to do now in catching up with what's going on in the world of Netflix. But yeah, I highly recommend those flicks. All right. Well, let's dive into the main topic, the main course of this feast of geek. Folks, it's the end of 2023. or the beginning of 2024, depending on when you're listening. So we wanted to recap the highlights of our year. You all are just really kind of getting to know us. This is episode 6 or 7 at this point. There's a whole year behind us that we really didn't get to expose you to just yet. So we wanted to share with you our highlights from this year, but also what we're looking forward to in 2024. And with that, I want to kick it off to my pal, Mr. Eric Ho. Eric, what's your highlight from 2023, and what are you looking forward to in 2024?
Got to travel a bit this year, which is kind of nice. And, both, I guess they're all on vacation, but in our family, there's very much a traveling for Eric's geeky stuff and then just traveling as a family. And this year we happened to be able to get them all kind of combined together, which is kind of nice for me. And there were 2 trips, 3 trips really. So my 2023 recap is mostly around these fantastic trips that we've had the opportunity to take. One was we've kind of mentioned in the past. We made our way to London for a celebration, and was able to meet up with a lot of friends that are some of my internet friends. I did not get to see Anthony. I don't think he was there, and which is great. Spent a few days out there and then got to spend some time with some just other friends outside of the hobby. And then trip number 2 was we took a long-awaited. We've been playing this for a long time. We did a cruise to Alaska, and so that was really nice. And then just to make everything geekier again, while in Alaska, we got to meet up with some folks who are also in the 501st Legion, the group that we're in. So that was kind of nice, being able to meet someone you've known in a very remote place like Alaska. So that was really cool. And then the last thing was back in October, and I haven't done a solo vacation in a long, long time. I went by myself, flew down to Mexico, and did a parade with some of our friends from the Mexican Star Wars groups. And that was really nice. Again, got to see everyone, be surrounded by just people with sheer interest. Got to break out my terrible high school Spanish, which got me around. I was able to make it there and make it back. So yeah, all in all, I think lots of highlights for me in 2023, but those 3 trips were, I think, some of the highlights for myself, geeky wise and just personally for 2023. Yeah.
And what about 2024? What are you looking for? Do you have more travel planned? Are you working on projects, other big house initiatives? What's going on? What are you looking forward to?
There are always projects. I would like, famous last words, I would also like to finish my R2D2 for 2024. We will see if we are able to get to that. I think we're close. Something about me not finishing the painting of it is stopping me from finishing the assembling of it. So that's my primary target for the year. And then, spend more time with friends and family. I think nothing crazy. I think that's probably for a lot of us. Geeky wise, we talked about this in our previous discussion. We'd love to kind of hang out with you guys at some of these conventions and conferences that we don't typically go to. We'd love to kind of go together and check out some of these new places. So yeah, that's generally what I'm looking for in 2024.
Awesome, man. Good stuff. Good stuff. Toots, what about you? What's your highlight of 23 and what are you looking forward to in 24?
So by spending more time with friends and family, Eric, does that mean namely us?
Maybe. I don't know.
Terrible answer.
Do you have other friends?
You can't have other friends.
Again, I like to hang out with my friends without Anthony being there, so we will.
Ouch.
We know.
Ooh, that one cuts deep, I guess.
It did. It hurt. Right here and here.
Put the dingy out on that one.
Actually, one other thing I did want to include, and this one I would love for you guys to come along with too. I think I don't know if I mentioned it here, but I recently picked up an interesting curling, and the Olympic sport curling that you see every 4 years.
I'm in. Let's do it.
And it's so fun, guys. I suck so bad, but there's a place down in South Plainfield, I think. Anyway, that has a rink, and I've been going a few times. And in 2024, I look forward to actually joining the club and play, a few of these kind of club league games, and then see what happens. And actually, at the end of January, there is a world championship, the U.S. championship for curling and American Dream. So if you are interested, we should go together, because I'm very excited to see how that turns out on that ice. So anyway, that's the other thing for 2024 that I'm looking forward to. So sorry to hijack that back again.
When you have your big game, I want the rest of us to go be soccer moms, and like I want us to have like, signs held up, go Eric, we need to like let the gas out of the tank on this one at his big games. Cowbells.
So.
That's a curl. Well, Tim has his little bell.
We can get 3 more.
We can get 3 more bells. Oh God! All right, Tim, what are you looking forward to? Or no, what was your highlight, and what are you looking forward to?
I think my highlights for 2023, I went to a couple cons this year, and I generally like Brickfest, and I like it mostly because, as 501st members, right, we troop that event, and we're there in costume, and my kids also come there, so it's kind of fun to share the experience with the kids. I did have intentions to go to Mexico this year, and they were foiled for reasons I won't mention on this podcast. I'm foiled. Next year, that's what I'm looking for in 2024, though. So 2 things I'm looking forward to. One, my wife turns 40, and hopefully she doesn't listen to this podcast, because we're planning on taking her to Paris during the Olympics. So hopefully it won't be crazy, but it might be.
Did you just drop this bomb on the podcast?
Yeah, whatever. She doesn't. I mean, maybe she does. I don't know if she's going to listen to it. She may just like breeze through this section. Hopefully she does. I don't know. If she doesn't, then I guess I'm...
Place it at 3x.
I guess I'm screwed.
If you'd like, we can re-record your segment.
Yeah. No, that's okay.
You don't know. Maybe your wife's coworker are huge fans of this show, and it's going to share it back with her what you said here.
You know what? I've already kind of hinted that we might go to Paris during that time of year, so she's kind of already been prepped for it. But,
all right.
If she's not, then... that's what's happening. So,
well, happy
surprise,
birthday, Barry.
And then the other is to, like I said, hopefully this year's trip to Mexico was not foiled. Mm-hmm. So maybe Eric and I will be able to get to go to Mexico together and troop training day, which would be amazing.
And is this is a specific to Scout Troopers, or is it any 501st?
No. So basically, training day was created with the Spanish garrison, and what the intention was to get Galactic Academy members. And for listeners, Galactic Academy are and Chris is actually on the he's one of the command staff folks for Galactic Academy, so he could probably speak to this a little bit better.
He's a vice principal.
Yes, he is. He's a vice principal.
Principal?
Maybe he's
The
a
principal.
The principal.
Okay, the principal.
Ooh. He's your pal. So
not even the superintendent,
right.
Whatever.
But basically, it was intended to give kids and folks, younger audiences who are not eligible to join the 501st yet, the opportunity to troop like they are in the 501st. And it's a giant parade. I know, at least in the last one that they had in Guadalajara in Mexico City, they've got, I don't know, 12, 13, 14,000 troopers, or maybe it's not that much. Maybe it's a couple hundred. Sorry, I'm probably exaggerating. They had that many people there spectating. Maybe it was 300 troopers or 200 troopers, but it's pretty cool, and people come from all around the world to troop in those events. So it's nice to connect. It's almost like a mini celebration where you can connect with extended Star Wars family that wants to troop.
That's really cool. Well, good luck. I hope you get out there. I hope your plans aren't foiled by Snidely Whiplash again. Can't keep an eye on him. All right. Nitro, highlight and what you're looking forward to.
Just for me, 2023 was a busy travel year. We got to go to London. I did see Anthony there. Eric was there as well, separately. Folks, it's been an inside joke. The two of them didn't see each other, and therefore they both did not attend. I saw both of them. There's photographic evidence of this. Yeah, celebration was nice. London was cool. Some work trips, stuff like that. But the big highlight for me and the family was we got to go back to Greece for the first time in 12 years. 12 years.
Oh, wow.
It was just a big, we didn't go for a while, got hitched, had kids, house, moving, all that stuff, pandemic.
Christmas decorations.
Factor all that stuff in. Yeah, well, Christmas decorations. All that stuff kind of just like forced us to sideline it, even though we went to go every year. And we got to go this year. So the first time the kids got to go to the motherland, got to see all the family, travel around there, do all that stuff, introduce them to the history. Their favorite thing in Athens was a tortoise. So mission accomplished. Thousands of years of civilization. And they were like, ooh, turtle.
Which is awesome, man. I didn't know this is the first time that your kids went. I knew you were excited about it, but that's super cool.
Yeah. So they get to see their great-grandmother and all that. So it was fantastic for us. I'll add a geeky tidbit to it because, I did meet with 501st members there. Love the Hellenic Outpost people. They're fantastic. My aunt and my uncle let us stay in their apartment because they were away. And the first time I saw my uncle after that, because they came back, during our trip there, he pointed out, he's like, hey, did you see, my statues, in the house? And he has a Yoda statue. And now I'm brain farting. I don't remember what the other one was. He has a Yoda statue and something else. And he's like, I just need one more to complete the trilogy. I was like, what are you talking about? And he said he needed a Gandalf. And I was like, he loves Lord of the Rings. Okay. He loves Star Wars. And I'm forgetting the third one, and I hate myself for it. E.T. He loves E.T., so he had the E.T. I don't know if you guys remember the old E.T. clock. He had a clock in its belly. He has that.
Okay.
And I was like, wow, that's really cool. So he had a Yoda, he had an E.T., and he was like, I need a Gandalf. So as a thank you present, I got him a Gandalf, and he absolutely loved it.
That's awesome.
So there's the geeky check mark for Greece. The Hellenic Outpost and Gandalf.
Well done. Well done. That's a good thank you present.
Stuff. Anthony did give us homework for the year, and it was, what was your favorite con? For me, it was Contropolis here in Jersey. Back in July, that was the first time they did it. I thought it was really cool. A lot of big Star Wars names. We've talked about it before. I kind of like the smaller, type of con where you have more time with artists and actors and actresses and people, makers and things like that. It's not the huge mega con, like machine, like pay your, money and leave. You're done. Like we have to get through a line of like thousands of people. So I really liked Contropolis. First time in New Jersey. I hope they come back next year. I think they are, but fingers crossed. Anthony asked us, what was your favorite build? I think he assumed costumes, but I didn't build any costumes this year. So my favorite build was the lights for my construction back here.
I think you got it.
And my favorite costume of the year is the Imperial Praetorian Guard. First appearance in the penultimate episode of The Mandalorian Season 3. So I thought that thing is fantastic. I would love to, for everybody watching on the video, you guys can see I'm a fan of Royal Guards and guards in general. So I think that's a really cool thing, and I hope to make it one day.
Are you, okay. We've lost Eric. I think we've, all right. Well, we'll get back to Eric.
His network is struggling.
His network is struggling.
It's being strangled.
There he is. Is Tim struggling your network?
Strangling your network.
Strangling your network? And Chris, what are you looking forward to in 2024?
2024, that's right. I don't know. I'm kind of like, I woke up this morning kind of guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
like,
okay. I dig it.
Whatever comes my way, whatever we plan for. I do have a couple things on the list. We'll be attending our first cruise, or going on our first cruise, however you say that.
Mm-hmm.
Never been on a cruise before. It's going to end up in one of three ways.
Where are you guys going?
Which is the Caribbean.
Can I tell you a quick story?
Yeah, it's going to...
My first cruise?
Nope.
There was a guy. We were cruising from.
Ding, 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 ding.
So we were on. I think it was Princess Cruises. We were cruising from.
Of course, you would be on.
We were actually cruising from Greece. So you should love me, Chris. We were cruising from Greece to Italy, I think. Or
why would you go away from Greece?
Or it might have been from Turkey.
Now I hate you even more.
It might have been from Turkey to Italy. We were in the middle of the Adriatic Sea. It was like 3:00 in the morning, and one of the crew members jumped off the boat. There were alarm bells. People were throwing flares. There were buoys in the water, and a cruise ship doesn't horn like a Ferrari, so it took them probably a mile to stop and turn around, and the guy who jumped off the boat was probably in the water for a solid hour treading water. And
they found the guy.
Oh yeah, they found him. It was crazy. And we got to Venice maybe 3-4 hours late, and I heard from people talking that there was a guy, he was a crew member, he was drunk, and somebody dared him to jump off the boat, and he did, and we ended up in Venice 4 hours late.
Wow.
Refund. Partial refund demand.
Yeah.
So hopefully it doesn't happen to you, Chris.
No, it won't. It definitely won't.
Or don't jump off the boat.
I do not want your bad juju, Tim. That will not happen.
Ring the bell,
we did
quick.
So much research for Alaska. We have so much stuff in the house if you want to borrow them, like cruise tags, all these things that we have never thought of before in our entire life. Feel free to just take them from us.
I'm just go with the flow. Like I said, we're gonna go on a cruise. I'm gonna get either really seasick, I'm gonna be bored, or I'm gonna have a good time. That's it. That's those three options.
Those are good options to work with. You would have to drag me kicking and screaming onto a cruise. I have zero interest. If I go my entire life without ever stepping foot on a cruise ship, I would be A-okay. That being said, I would be more than happy to split like a yacht with like 10 of my closest friends or 15 of my closest friends. But being on a cruise ship with 3,000 people, no, that's not a good time to me. That's not a good time to me. Yeah, I need my workshop. That my and we could talk about like vacation dreams. My happy spot is behind these doors here, my workshop. Like all my tools, all my toys, all the things I can put together. That's where I want to go on vacation. I don't want to go on a cruise. Yeah.
You should start a builder's cruise.
That's interesting.
Build at sea. You should build a cruise ship on a cruise ship.
I think there's something there. We can add this to the Enterprise, the Nitro Enterprises list next to our ramshackled
house first. Let's get the house first.
the ramshackled house across the street from our favorite diner first, and then that'll be our corporate headquarters.
Nice.
Can we win
cruise,
the Christmas light decorating contest in Plainfield?
No, I didn't even make the list.
No, in Plainfield.
We don't do that.
Oh, you won it?
We don't do fancy things like that in Plainfield.
No, if we get the headquarters.
Oh, well, in that case, sure, why not? Yeah.
Just to put the bat signal on.
Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. All right, I'm going to take us home. 2023, similar to you all, it was a year of travel. First time in London, and I would move to London tomorrow. That's where, or anywhere in the UK. I fantasize about it. That's where I want to be. Daria is cool with it. I have my company has an office there. I would go there without any reservations. So it was a treat to go there. And it was a solo trip. I went by myself, no family. I was there, I think, 7 days, 5 days, 6 days, something like that. And it was just great. I got to walk the city, explore the city. I went to Star Wars Celebration, where I got to hang out with people like, Chris and Justin. And, there was all kinds of people there. Notable absences, of course, but, lots of great people there. So that was truly a highlight. The other travel highlight, so my wife is a world traveler. She goes on international trips every year, always without me, which is fine. I have to work. She's a teacher. She gets spring break and all, 2 months off, 3 months off in the summertime. And so she'll typically go on international trips with the kids. And this was the first year I actually got to join them on an international trip. So as a family, we flew into Lisbon. Rented a car. We stayed in the coast of Portugal for a few days, and then we drove over to Sevilla in Spain, the old town, and I was there for the rest of my time there, and then flew back, and then they stayed for the rest of the month. And but that was really fun. My daughter lost her first tooth in Spain, which was really cool, and then I only had $20 in American cash on me, so that's what she got for her first tooth, and then she left it in the house. So we gave them a really nice tip at the Airbnb. But no, that was a lot of fun. Lots of travel for work this year, as always. Geeky things. I went to my first Garden State Comic Fest this year, which was a lot of fun, and I got to go as Robot Man from Doom Patrol. And I did a meetup with April, I think it's Bulby, who plays Elastigirl in Doom Patrol, which was we did a photo op with her. There was a few of us dressed up as Doom Patrol members, which was a lot of fun. I introduced, because of the strike, a new cosplay as The Undertaker, and I've gotten a few cons out of him now, which has been really cool. I got to support my brothers and sisters on the line during the SAG-AFTRA strike, picketing almost weekly for a few months. And it was just great connecting with my fellow brothers and sisters in SAG-AFTRA and kind of being another voice for them. And then project-wise, I finally finished my studio scale TIE Fighter after 3 years. I'm almost done with my studio scale X-Wing, which I've had for about 3 years. I started picking up the pieces for my Scout Trooper costume. I have my helmet. I have the armor. I have a lot of fabric that needs to be sewn into something. So I'll be leaning on my fellow Scout Trooper. Actually, all three of you are Scout Troopers. I'll be leaning on you three to help guide me in the right direction, as well as our pal Taylor at Tailor Made Armory. And so it's been a really productive, educational, lots of miles traveled 2023. And in 2024, well, I'm looking forward to continuing this podcast with you three amazing humans. Like I said, we're in episode 7. I know we're getting schmaltzy now, but I'm looking forward to episode 59 by the time we end this next year. And we have a whole special recap episode. Oh my God, you guys in your hearts, what are you doing? I want to do that. Hold on. Is that going to do it for me too? Oh, yeah. Lots of love. For those of you just listening, our video conferencing platform here, when you do the heart symbol with your hands, red hearts pump out of it, which is really cool and cute. Anyway, looking forward to continuing that. Looking forward to dumping some gas on my YouTube channel and really reinvigorating that and reactivating that. Probably doing a little bit of travel with the family. I'm going to try to get out with them on their international trip. They are going to Paris for spring break. I will not, unfortunately, be able to join them for that. But we are looking at possibly Italy for the summertime. So we shall see. Yeah, but I think 2024 is going to be a crazy year for us creatively, which is great. I know it's going to be a crazy year for my day job as well, but I'm looking forward to that. So yeah, a lot to look forward to, a lot to be happy about for 2023. But what we're most happy about are all of you who are listening to our episodes weekly, 7 weeks at this point. Hopefully you're coming back and listening after you've listened to episode 45 and decide to start fresh from the beginning. But we do appreciate you listening to us. Make sure you're following us everywhere on the socials at Geeky A Go-Go. Thank you to my pilots, my partners in crime, my co-pilots, Chris, Eric, and Tim. You guys are awesome creative partners on this project. I'm glad we're doing it. And thank you so much for listening. Make sure you subscribe or follow the podcast on your favorite platform. And please leave us a review. It doesn't cost you a thing, and it does help us reach more and more people. Until next time, you stay geeky, Internet. Happy New Year.
Bye.
Bye.
Guys, nailed it. Nailed it.
Wait, you didn't talk about the bikini contest. Your bikini contest goals in 2024.